manifestation, visualization, whatever you want to call it, it definitely works. It works because I have experienced that by visualizing what my day is going to be like, by visualizing how my week is going to be like. It actually happens. Like, it actually makes a difference. If I visualize the day to be a productive day, if I visualize the day where I'm gonna, like, in terms of what tasks I'm supposed to do, go grocery shopping, I'm visualizing that. Going to the gym and lifting a certain weight, working out a certain muscle group, I'm visualizing that. Interacting with my coworkers, how I'm going to interact with my coworkers, I'm visualizing that. And then it actually makes a difference. It actually happens. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I guess visualization techniques, it creates a sense of preparation, just like anything. And it makes you less worried, it makes you less nervous. So in a way, it is a form of preparing for what's gonna come. And I also believe that visualization, if you're visualizing to have a positive day, if you're visualizing to have a happy day, you're already setting your mood for the rest of the day. You're setting up the tone for the rest of the day. And it has a very magical effect on how your day goes. If you come across some sort of conflict or some sort of potentially negative outcome, you're able to counteract that with a positive reaction when you're able to visualize it, because you already prepared for it. You mentally prepared for certain situations. And a lot of the times, when we think something, we become that, right? When we think something, we are that thing. If we tell ourselves, oh, I'm a smart person, and you keep telling yourself that every single day, eventually you're going to end up becoming, or eventually you're going to believe that you're a very smart person. If you keep telling yourself that, or you keep visualizing, like, one day I'm going to be rich, this week I'm going to make $50, the next week I'm going to make $100, you're setting yourself up an algorithm in your brain, and you're setting yourself up on how to achieve that. Whether you achieve it or not, you may get close to that goal or that visualization that you had. You may get close to that. And if you're able to, manifest, I'm going to use a different term now, manifest. If you're able to tell yourself, today, this month, or this year, I'm going to have a bunch of wonderful memories with my family and friends. I'm going to have more freedom. I'm going to finally find that person that I was always looking for. Haha. Whatever your manifestation could be, right? You're trying to bring in something into your life. That's what manifestation is, by creating, by telling yourself certain things, and by setting yourself up for whatever is to come, whatever that you want in your life. You're trying to set yourself up to attract certain things in your life. That's what manifestation is, right? And before, I used to never believe that stuff. I used to be like, yo, like, how can you, what is this, man, manifestation, like, and all this, like, voodoo bullshit, right? I used to think it was a scam. I used to think that people who were teaching us about this stuff is just trying to take our money and just trying to, like, and, there are a lot of people out there who are also unqualified, and they try to take advantage of you by telling you certain things, by making you feel good. But unless you do it yourself, you won't really understand. Like, you gotta do the work yourself, and it's very easy. It's not that difficult to learn how to manifest. Like, you don't need to, like, hire someone to teach you how to manifest. You don't need to hire someone to teach you visualization techniques. You can do that yourself. Like, you can learn on YouTube. There's a lot of free resources out there that'll teach you how to do these things. And if you're not into meditation, you should try meditation. And when you're meditating. Meditating is not all about clearing your head. When you're meditating, you could also visualize how your day is going to be. You could visualize how you want the day to be while you are meditating for 5 minutes a day or 2 times a day. You can meditate. And I also believe that when you're journaling, so when you're journaling your goals, and you're also doing visualization techniques about how you want or what you want to achieve, that actually doubles your chances of actually achieving those goals. Because number one, you took action. You took action to actually write down what your goals are, especially your short-term goals, your daily goals. Do the groceries, clean the apartment, go to the gym. Put some money into stocks. Call my parents. Make a dinner. Meal prep. Those are all short-term goals. You wrote them down in a journal, but you also visualized it. You're visualizing in your head you are actually physically going to the grocery store after work to buy the groceries, the healthy food that you want to buy, right? You're visualizing you lifting that muscle. It's lifting the weight, sorry. You're visualizing your PR at the gym. You're visualizing that you're going to go to the next level. When you're doing this, along with journaling, that actually makes a tremendous difference in your productivity and in the fact that you actually achieve those goals. Visualization alone may not be too beneficial. At least it's something, but if you're actually journaling too, it makes a huge difference. And I also find that verbally saying what you're going to do throughout the day, so after you journal your goals, you actually say out loud, okay, today I will. You have to use the right type of words. I will go to the gym today. I will call my friend that I haven't spoken to in a long time. I will go for that walk. I will do 50 push-ups. If you're able to actually say what you're going to do, that also conditions your brain, it conditions your body, it conditions you to actually achieve those goals. And I think that these are the best techniques to actually be productive and to actually achieve, things in your life that you're trying to achieve. Because at the end of the day, everything takes effort. We have to make an effort in our lives to improve it. You can't just sit down and expect that things would just come to us like we're some sort of king and then that we deserve all these things, that we're entitled to deserve all these things in the world. No, we have to go out there and get it. And life is only getting tougher, right? Life is only getting harder to live. The costs of things are rising. There's a big mental game happening online. Right, we're at a battle. We're in a battle, man. We're in a mental battle with ourselves, and we're in a mental battle with others. So that's why we need to stay on top of our game. We need to stay focused on ourselves. We need to stay focused on our goals and our ambitions. And we need to find the most effective ways to achieve those things. And we also need to have a positive mindset. That is also very important as well. If you have a negative mindset, you're not going to want to achieve anything. You're going to have a very pessimistic mentality. You're going to think the world is against you. You're going to be a victim in this world. And when you're a victim in this world, you're susceptible to getting manipulated. You will not seek help. You will not create a large network for yourself. You will not try to improve yourself because you think that it's over for you. That's what victim mentality is. You think it's over for you. And you can get stuck in that dark hole, right? You can get stuck in that hole where it's very hard to get out of. It's like a quicksand, you when you're thinking negatively. You keep going deeper and deeper and deeper, and the deeper you go in, the harder it is to get out. And at a certain point, you're going to suffocate. And that is the worst type of feeling you can ever get. And I'm telling you from experience that I've been in that situation where I've been in a very dark hole. I have friends who have been in a very, very dark hole and still are. And I'm trying to help them out, but only to a certain extent that you can help these people out, right? And it's crazy because those reasons why people get into those dark holes are reasons that you would never really fathom. Like, you couldn't really understand, but you could kind of relate to them. For example, like, I have a friend who became really depressed because over a girl, literally over a girl. And this guy's in a really, really dark place. He's he's gained a shit ton of weight. His mentality on the world, he's always complaining about everything. He's always complaining about the city that he lives in, that the crime rate is so high, that he cannot do this, he cannot do that. And 2-3 years later, I see him again, and he's the exact same person. He hasn't changed at all. He hasn't improved himself in any way, and it's really sad to see that. It's really sad to see that, because it's someone that it's someone that you've known for a long time, right? And a lot of those people just are stuck, and they need to find a way to get out, but it requires effort, and many people have just given up as well, and it's really sad to see that. But in this world, you got to stay tough, you got to be strong. There's no room for weakness, and I've come to realize that as well, that like life is going to put you down, but you have to keep moving forward no matter what.